Hello everyone, welcome to the Q&A video. I had a look through all the comments that you posted on the importance of being idle cover video, and I've picked out some of the better ones. And now we're going to start with question number 1. What is your favourite album? To be honest, there's too many to think. At the moment, I'd probably say anything by the White Stripes is probably some of my favourite stuff to listen to. A band called Rival Sons, if you've heard of them. If not, you should definitely go and check them out. The new Dead Weather album is really good as well. Question number 2. What's been a major part of your motivation? To be honest, it's not really anything that motivates me to play guitar that much. I've always really enjoyed music, and ever since I've started playing guitar I've always enjoyed playing and getting better. So I think if there is anything that motivates me, it would just be getting better at playing guitar and learning new stuff that comes out. So, question number 3. Best band you've seen live? I'd have to say it's probably either Arctic Monkeys, or I saw Kasabian recently as well, which was really good. Arctic Monkeys were good, but it just didn't seem as... It seemed more like a show, like a pre-thought out show compared to Kasabian. Like, it seemed to react to the audience and the venue a lot more. Question number 4. I like your 58 Les Paul. Did you buy it or inherit it? I didn't inherit it, but like my parents set up a little savings bond when I was first born, which were like meant for driving lessons and stuff like that. And then when it was time to cash it in, instead of spending it on stuff like driving lessons, I bought my Gibson and my old Marshall JCM 800 at the time. But I don't have that anymore. Question 5. Do you play any other instruments? I've picked up other stuff and had a little dabble on it, but I've never really got into any other instruments, too in depth. Like, the main thing I like to do is play guitar, but I've played bits of keyboard, bits of drums, but that's pretty much it when it comes to other stuff. Question number 6. How long have you been playing guitar for, and was there anyone in your life who influenced you to start? Well, my dad's always been very into his music and he's put me onto a lot of music, and at the time I was very young and he'd just been learning bass himself, and he mentioned to me, like, would I like to play guitar? So one day he just went out and got one and brought it back, and I learnt like the first basic chords like E, A and D, and like had a little dabble, but I just kind of left it for a while after that, and then about a year or 2 later picked up and started playing properly. Like, learned all the chords and started learning all the songs I like and stuff like that. So if there is anyone to have influenced me to play, it would definitely be my dad. Question number 7. How long do you want to continue with YouTube? I want to do YouTube for as long as possible, really. Like, if we don't get any more copyright strikes. Like, the whole thing about the video going up and me worrying about it closing was just because we got the copyright strikes for the Dead Weather videos, but that's mainly because I challenged like a software on YouTube that listens out for copyrighted material, and when it picks it up it automatically bans it, and you can then go in and dispute this as well. But if you do dispute it too far, then and it gets refused, they can't give you a strike. So if I do post a video on future and it does get this automatic ban, I'm just not going to dispute it anymore, so I can't really get any strikes. So that should make sure that the account never gets closed. Question number 8. Do you have any songs written by you? If the answer is yes, is there a chance to upload them? I've written songs before, but mainly for things to do with like school and college, like when we had to write it to get assessed. Other than that, I've never really done anything too extensive or serious, but I do plan on doing stuff like that in the future, and if I do, they will definitely be uploaded to the YouTube page. Question number 9. What do you do as a job, and have you ever wanted to start a band? I've been in little bands and stuff when I was younger, but nothing too serious, and I would like to start bands at the moment, but it's just hard finding people with like a very similar music taste and who are actually very competent at their instruments as well. And I don't do anything as a job at the moment, I'm not working. Question 10. What guitar equipment do you use, and what would you tell a guitar newcomer to keep on playing? I use all sorts of guitar equipment, but whatever I do use for the covers is always just put in the description, so if you are interested, just have a look there. And for a newcomer to start playing, I'd say just practice as much as possible and learn all the stuff you want to learn. Don't just learn stuff because you think you should do. Just learn your favourite songs and progress that way. Question 11. Do you write tabs for your covers? I don't really write tabs for any of my covers because I just listen to the song and usually pick it up by ear. If people, I suppose the only time I would write tabs for the covers is if I was doing a tutorial, like to go along with the tutorial, but other than that I just wouldn't bother. Question 12. For a beginner, can you please help me out on a good first guitar? I'd say you need a decent price range, anything from like 150 to about £300. You can get loads of good guitars dead cheap. I think some of the best ones that spring to mind are like the Squire series, of which are like a subsection of Fender guitars, and if you wanted something more like a Gibson, like a Les Paul or something, then I'd definitely go with Epiphone. I mean, some of them, like the beginning guitars are good, and I'd say get something by either one of them brands and then eventually just upgrade the parts in it, like change the pickups, put better tuning heads on it, better hardware, better pots, and you'll have a good sounding guitar for quite a decent price range. Question 13, how old are you? I'm 20. Question 14, are you an Arctic Monkeys fan? No. Question 15, how did you pay for all your gear? How do you record a successful cover? And tips for beginner recording. Most of, like I've already explained how I got my Les Paul, and other stuff is just from birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. How do you record a successful cover? I'd say just get a decent audio interface, a decent mic, and then just mic up your amp instead of going straight through some software on your computer to get a guitar sound. It's always better to use a proper amp and mic it up that way, and then just use a decent camera to capture the video. It all looks a bit better as long as you do the audio well and the video well and the cover will turn out well. Question 16, do you plan on doing the rest of the AM album or any Stereophonics covers? I don't really plan on doing any more of the Arctic Monkeys AM albums. I think I did most of the songs off that anyway, and Stereophonics would definitely be something I would do in future. It's just a matter of when I'd fancy doing it. Another part of that question is how long have you been playing and biggest guitar inspirations. And I've been playing guitar since I was about 9 or 10, and that's been pretty much constant since that age as well. Before then I had picked it up, which I explained earlier, but I never really went that in depth in it. And some of my biggest guitar inspirations at the moment would probably be Jack White out of the White Stripes, the Dead Weather. So when I was younger, Slash would have been one of my bigger inspirations as well. Jimmy Page out of Led Zeppelin. Question 17. What finish is your Les Paul? What pickups do you use? What strings do I use? And how do you take your treble rhythm ring off? The finish of my Les Paul is what Gibson Custom Shop used. It's called a washed cherry finish. When I got it, it came in a VOS finish. It's something that just looks a bit more aged, rather than you can get some of the same model that are a lot glossier finished straight out of the shop. The pickups that are in this are some Seymour Duncan, I think they're the Slash Signature Series Alnico 2 Pro, which are the same as the normal Alnico 2 Pro, just a bit hotter. And then in my Stratocaster, it's just the stock Stratocaster pickups that are in there since when I bought it new. How do you take your treble rhythm ring off? On here, all you have to do is just this little silver nut around like the toggle switch. You just have to undo that. It might be a bit stiff, it's got some pliers, but that just comes off, and then you can take the little plastic ring off as well. Question 18, what is your favourite band? It's always a really hard question to answer when someone thinks of something like that, but I'd say some of the obvious ones would be Arctic Monkeys, Jack White stuff. Anything from me is like the Dead Weather, the Raconteurs, White Stripes. Queens of the Stone Age have always been one of my favourites. Red Hot Chili Peppers are always a band I've really liked as well. Question 19, can you show us your equipment, and also how do you record your covers? I'm planning on doing a little gear tour soon, but it'll probably be around Christmas because I'm looking at picking up a couple of new pedals around that time, so I might as well do the gear rundown then, so keep a lookout for that. And how do I record my covers? The camera I use is my friends, and it's a Canon 650D, and then I just usually use an SM57 mic for my amp, just running through a M-Audio or Fast Track Pro interface and then straight into Logic on my Mac. Question number 20, and this one's... no. Right, that's it for the Q&A. Thanks for everyone sending in the questions, and hopefully I got around to answering yours. Carry on following the page, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. So now we're quickly coming up to 10,000 subs, and we're struggling to think of ideas to do with it, so if you could comment below and let me know what you think we should do for 10,000 subscribers. We're also about to film Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand, and that'll be up shortly, so look forward to that cover.